Hello, viewers. In this course, Principles of Management, today we are going to discuss various levels of management. Okay, dear students, so coming back to our next topic, that is levels of management. So we all are aware that there are three levels. Top level, which we also call it as administrative level. Okay. Then we have the middle level, that is execution part. That means the managerial level. And the lower level, which we call it as shop level also, bottom level also. Sometimes in some books you may find that the lowest level is called as supervisory level also. And it may be also called as first line managers. Okay. So, taking into account these levels, let's discuss today what are the various functions or the tasks or the activities which are being carried out by the three levels. So, as you can see, top level is engaged in execution of what? Change management. Whenever there is any change in the external environment, or you can say in any government policy, the top management has to change its execution part. They have to bring change in the plan, policy, or strategy, which then is further down the levels. It is passed on, and the managers then execute it. For example, if you remember, I told you when state tax was abolished and the GST was incorporated, okay, that was from the government, from the external environment. And every organization has to get its GST number in order to conduct the business. Okay, and that GST number, TIN number has to be there on each and every product and the batch. Okay, so whenever there is any change in any of the environment, internal or external, it is the top management who has to make the change policy of this change. Then delegations of empowerment, like power of attorney. Who can give? The top management only. If the this thing has to be changed, ownership has to change. Who can change? Top management only. Okay, so you will find the functions of the top management are different. Middle management are different. Middle management is mostly involved in problem solving, uh, leading the team, or you can say team building, talent development, that is training and development, performance management, that is your performance appraisals, promotions, transfers, that all comes in the purview of the middle management. While the lower level management, they are being coached from time to time for the performance enhancement. So who does it? Supervisors do. Okay, supervisors again have the team. The team may be permanent, it may be ad hoc, it may be contractual workers, but they have to supervise it. Okay, so this is how the three levels differ in their function. Now, coming to one by one, what they do. So, I will just explain the top level management, which usually consists of board of directors or chief director or managing director. Okay, or it can be one person also, it can be a group of people also, depending on the nature of the organization, whether it is sole proprietorship, whether it is partnership, whether it is a company by limited liability or unlimited liability, whether it is a public sector or a private company. Okay, so depending on the nature of the organization or the type of the organization, the functions of the top level management will also vary, as well as the constitution will also vary. Who comprises of the top management? So the top management is the ultimate source of authority and it manages goals and policies for an enterprise. It devotes more time on planning and coordinating functions. The role of the top management can be summarized like top management lays down the objectives and the broad policies of the enterprise. It issues necessary instructions for preparation of department budgets, procedures, schedules, etc. It prepares strategic plans and policies for the enterprise. It appoints the executive for middle and all the departments. It controls and coordinates the activities of all the departments. It is also responsible for maintaining a contact with the outside world, and it also provides guidance and direction to whole organization. And it is the top management is only which is also responsible towards the shareholders for the performance of the organization. Am I clear? What are the major responsibilities of the top management? Okay. Now coming to the middle level management, this section will comprise of people like branch managers, departmental managers, or middle level managers, and the nomenclature can be anything differing from different type of the organization. Okay, as I told you, they are responsible to the top management for the functioning of their, you can say, department. They devote more time to organizational and directional functions. In small organizations, there may be only one layer of middle management, but in a tall organization or a bigger organization, there may be multiple layers of the middle management. That means there may be 2 to 3 layers or levels of middle management. In a small organization, as I told you, there can be one or two, but in big organizations, there can be many. For example, I'll tell you, if we talk about the public sector, BHEL, so there the position starts with E1, and there are 9 levels: E1, E2, E3, E4, E5. E1 is the entry level, and as you move on with your promotions, you reach to the E9 level also, and you retire. So in this, E1, E2, E3, they are the lower level. E4, E5, E6, they are middle level. And E7, E8, and E9, they are top management. They are the people who have the shareholding of the organization. Whenever they are awarded, they are awarded in the form of shareholding of the organization. So many companies, in order to motivate, they practice this, which we call it as ESOP. Okay, employee stock holding option plan. So employee can ultimately top management is also paid. I'm talking about the public sector. They are also paid people only. Okay. So, but they are the admin over there. But in private, like for example, our organization, they may not be paid. Okay. And they may have all the shares with them. Okay. So, middle management, as I'm telling you, their role can be like this. They execute the plans of the organization in accordance with the policies and directives of the top management. That means whatever has come from top management, directions or policies, they are supposed to execute it. They make plans for the subunits of the organization. Like, as I told you, we have verticals. So, I'm like, suppose, marketing manager. So for my team, for my area, suppose I am the Northern Territory manager. So for my Northern Territory, I may have the liberty to make decisions, but keeping in mind the broad policies of the whole organization. Okay, so I'm not saying that the middle management doesn't have the decision making power. They do have, but they have to take the decisions under the umbrella of whatever plans and policies have been developed by the top management. Okay, so they make plans for the subunits of the organization. They participate in employment and training of the lower level management. They interpret and explain policies to lower management, what has come to them from the top management. So they act as a linking pin between the two different levels, top level and the lower level. So this middle management acts as a linking pin. Okay, they will down the level transfer the all the communication which is coming from the top to the lower level. They are also responsible for coordinating the activities within the division or the department. They are also supposed to send important reports and important data to the top level management. They also evaluate performance of the junior managers, and they are also responsible for inspiring lower level managers towards better performance. That's why you will be taught motivation also and leadership also, because managership is it has a sense of leadership also, and whenever it is leadership, you need to practice motivation. Okay, so now coming to the third level, that is the lower level management. This lower level management, as I told you, is also known as supervisory level, operation level, or bottom level, shop level. You can call it by any other name. It consists of supervisors, foremen, section officers, superintendent, etc. It can be many more nomenclatures. Okay. So according to R.C. Davis, supervisory management refers to those executives whose work has to be largely with personal oversight and direction of operative employees. So, in other words, they are concerned with the direction and controlling function of management. So, will you remember controlling? Okay, it has to start with planning, and this lower level management and the middle level management more practices the controlling function. They assign jobs and tasks to various workers. They guide and instruct workers for day-to-day activities, who will do what. They are also responsible for quality as well as quantity of production. They are also responsible, you can say, to guide their subordinates in all aspects. And they are also entrusted with the responsibility of maintaining good relations in the organization. Otherwise, if you see trade unions, where do they lie? Supervisory only, lower level only. And if there are not good cordial relations among the people, workers, and the middle, what happens? The result is strike. Okay, so it is this level only who is responsible for the good interpersonal relations among the workers and the middle management. They also help to solve the grievances of the workers. They prepare periodical reports which they submit to the middle level, and middle level will compile and submit it to the top level. So ultimately, when it comes to the planning part, the communication is from top to bottom. But when it comes to about auditing, it goes from bottom to the top. Okay, so we need to understand the flow of the communication. Both are the communication only. They also ensure discipline in the organization. They are also responsible for motivating the workers, and they are the one who are the image builders of any organization. Why? because they are in the direct contact with the workers. So I hope you all have understood the what are the various functions of the three different levels which exist in any organization.